Now back to Inside West Virginia Politics with Mark Curtis.
Welcome back to Inside West Virginia Politics. September was Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. It's all thanks to a young man here in West Virginia, and we're going to talk to him right now. Nick Spence, a senior at George Washington High School. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you.
So why don't you just go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, well, I'm a senior at George Washington High School this year. And I was diagnosed with osteosarcoma, as a real rare form of bone cancer, but it affects children at a higher rate than adults. And that was when I was 15. I underwent chemotherapy, surgeries, the whole 9 yards, and ended up amputating my right leg above the knee, excuse me. And now I'm getting back, rehabbing, and this is my first year back, a full year in high school as a senior. And that's kind of it for now.
And you've kind of been fighting for more awareness for childhood cancer. What was your experience, and did you feel like people don't know that much about it?
Yeah, it's one of those things. You look at October and the White House, went pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and that's great. That's really great, because cancer of all forms is horrible. But childhood cancer just doesn't get the recognition that it absolutely deserves.
And obviously you decided to do something about that. Senator Joe Manchin came to your school. At what point did you decide to pull him aside and talk to him, and what was your conversation like?
It was about halfway through the little town hall meeting he was hosting at the school, and I just started thinking to myself, I should ask him to come up with a resolution or something in the Senate, because they recognized it. Governor Jim Justice recognized it on the state level. It was just a couple days prior, and I figured we should try to get this to a national level.
And what did he say to you? What was his reception to this idea?
He was pretty ecstatic about it. He was excited. He said, "Oh, that's a great idea." And I figured that they had already come up with something, because I know that the president had declared on the end of August that September was going to be Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, but there hadn't been a resolution made up in the Senate at that point, and I figured that would have already been done, but no, he had said that it hadn't been worked on at that point.
So obviously you did get that resolution, and
yes. Not
only did you get the resolution, he called you out by name in it. What was that feeling like, senior senator up there? That
was really cool. I mean, just watching the TV, and then all of a sudden it's your senators calling you out by name on Capitol Hill. That's a very cool feeling, and felt quite accomplished, and really glad that all that recognition was not going towards me, but going towards childhood cancer as a whole.
I mean, this is an issue you're obviously very passionate about, and you already are so accomplished with bringing awareness to this issue. What do you want to see happen in the future?
I would like to see more funding and more research go into childhood cancer, because it's obviously a really big issue that doesn't get a lot of attention. So I think it'd be fantastic to see more research, more funding, and hopefully more cures come in the future.
And is there anything in particular that you want to do? I mean, you're only 17. I don't want to put too much pressure on you, but is there anything that you think that you can do to help, even just being here today to show other kids out there?
Well, obviously, being an activist for childhood cancer, I've got myself into that, which is not a bad thing. I'm all about that. But part of me, when I go off to college, part of me wants to go to medical school, then another part of me wants to go into politics. So I'm not exactly sure where I am on the spectrum when it comes to careers.
Well, honestly, Nick, I feel like whatever you go into, you have a very, very bright future ahead of you. Only 17 years old. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for everything that you've been doing.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching Inside West Virginia Politics. We're also a podcast. You can download it wherever you get your podcast, and we'll see you back here next week.